Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the Jakub podcast, starring Jakub. So, usually when I make videos, they have a purpose of teaching you something. I want you to know some information that may be beneficial to you. I've talked about multiple things like meditation, the benefits of quitting social media, the benefits of exercising, going to the gym, losing your body fat percentage, especially as a man, decreasing that so that it's the lowest possible, making businesses online, investing in cryptocurrency, mindfulness. I've gone on and talked about pretty much every single thing that can improve my life on my time online. And I've also cited multiple examples of how these things have improved my life. So I've talked about how, having increased focus and productivity has helped me get different projects done, compiled teams, hired people. It's not something that a lot of 18-year-olds do. But recently I've been having visions. And let me make this very clear. I consider myself a relatively healthy, a relatively mentally healthy individual. I know this may come as a shock to many of you, but I'm actually capable of doing many things. I'm capable of writing a damn good essay or a pretty good book or story. I'm pretty good at storytelling. I kick ass at chess, right? I play guitar. I play keyboard. I do various things that would be considered normal interests. I can paint a pretty good painting. I'm artistically inclined. I've always been more inclined towards the humanities than I ever was towards math. Um, or like science. When I was a kid, I wanted to go into electrical engineering, and then as soon as I began high school and took my first math class, I realized, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Partially because my own parents told me that this isn't something that I really had potential for, or I would have gotten interested in already. I kind of kept delaying getting interested in it and starting on the whole engineering thing. But also, I just realized I'm way more into things like music and theater and content production, which is one of the reasons I make stuff like this. But because of this, I considered myself somewhat unable to make a living, I guess. I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to follow my dreams, going to follow my passion, going to go on the whole Andrew Neiman whiplash grind set and make no money and try to become one of the greats. I'm going to do that whole, unappreciated artist thing where people are only going to enjoy my art after I die. But then an interesting thing happened where I began talking to a certain guy by the name of Hamza Ahmed. And Hamza has 2 million YouTube subscribers, and just a few years ago, he was a normal kid in Birmingham working at a call center, hating his life. And the entire shtick of his YouTube channel, of his over 750 videos at this point, has been that applying these tenets that I've spoken about in so many of my videos of self improvement, of like physical fitness and abstinence and avoiding all these addictions and all these harmful habits that a lot of people have, how that benefits you to the degree where it begins racking up, where you can make exponential gains instead of linear gains. Uh, to make this a really simple comparison, if you go to the gym every day, you will make linear gains in the sense that you'll build a little bit of muscle every day and you'll build around the same amount of muscle per an hour of going to the gym. Per the exercises that you are doing, you are going to grow relatively the same amount of muscle mass and lose the same amount of body fat percentage. That's the general goal. So unless you're saying leg day and hopping on the treadmill when you're at the gym, you're going to get the hang of things pretty quickly. And as long as you don't slack around, you can make those linear gains through implementing it into your daily routine. But the tenets or the ideals of self improvement, where, as I understood them from Hamza's videos, that you can rank up pretty much your game by implementing one habit and then stacking another habit on the top of it. So you can start journaling, then on top of journaling, you can start meditating, and then the effects of journaling will be improved to the degree of meditating, and then you can begin on your fitness journey, and then both of those things, journaling and meditating, will be improved by the fact that you are now exercising your body, and so on and so forth. And as you begin implementing those habits which impact you positively, those other habits which you have implemented in the past and mastered more than those new habits will serve to advantage you. Now, if I've confused you or lost you already, then this is going to be a pretty tough video to get through. Um, I'm going to be a billionaire. And I realize how self-conceited that notion is, especially in a world that tends to value money as a bad thing, and a world that says we should all be humble, and we should all be wary of what other people think, and we should all share, and pay our taxes, stupid stuff like that. Um, it's not something that a lot of people say. It's not something that a lot of people want to say. Usually people give up on their dreams of being an astronaut or a pilot or a businessman or a supermodel, after they turn 16, 17, 18. And what am I now? 18? I'm 18, an 18-year-old kid, an adult man who believes that he can be a billionaire. Well, yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire. Let me tell you why. Um, there is no other 18-year-old man in the world, as far as I know, that has published 2 books, except for me. The closest I can think of is Mike Ma, who has published Harassment Architecture and Gothic Violence. And I'm pretty sure the guy's in his early 20s. He's definitely like early Gen Z, around the 2000 to 2005, at least late 90s kid, right? He's a young guy, and he publishes books, and pretty damn intriguing books at that, very controversial ones. But even then, even though I haven't reached that level of critical acclaim where my books get viral on TikTok, I did write them. Very few, adults, very few university professors, very few celebrities write books. It's something that's supposed to be this grand thing, but for me, it comes easily. And so is the process of making documentaries. I can sit in my room for around a week and then slap out like a really good documentary that I edit in Premiere. Like I've been doing video editing for 6 years, ever since I was 12. That's all that I've been doing all these years, just mastering Premiere Pro and Sony Vegas. I've done this independently, all by myself. Aspect ratios, filters, transitions. I've learned a lot of it and learned to become better in it. And now that we have things such as CapCut and TikTok, I'm able to implement those strategies to help me make shorts, to then, blow my stuff up over TikTok. And then I can use my content for the process that I've termed stacking to advertise on my old content. It's the same way that self-improvement habits improve upon one another. If I make content uh, on top of what I've already made, then the content that I've already put out will get more views. If I just put out 1 or 2 documentaries, then those documentaries are going to die after a week. But if I make videos, right, on top of my already existing documentaries, then people are going to find those videos and they're going to, look through my channels. They're going to find all the other work that I've done. They're going to find the writing that I've done, the blogs that I've worked on, my social media accounts. And on there, they will see just this huge layout of my work, like a string of things that's like going all the way back to 2016, 2015, 2014, when I was just editing small little things, like on my Instagram or through Discord or whatever. People are going to find those gradually. So that's why I always strive to make something on top of something that I've already done. And I found that this is true for money accumulation as well. For a quick interruption, if you see me looking around like this, it's because I currently am in the United States of America. And the wonderful thing about the United States of America is that people here literally aren't able to mind their own business. People like get all the way up in your business all of the time. And this is something that Jack Hopkins, CEO of Testosterone, mentioned in his videos as well. I quote a lot of other people deal with it. But what he said was that in the West, people are always going to be just like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. Uh, don't swear. Don't use naughty language. Please be very non-controversial in your statements. I don't want to get demonetized. Please use polite and intelligent and profound and formal language. It's like people talk like NPCs. It seems like you're talking to like the new version of ChatGPT. They don't sound like real people, if you know what I mean. But yeah, people are all the way in your business, and right over there, there's a person. Right over there, there's a person. They keep walking around. They keep looking at me. Who's this car? Why is there a Cadillac parked over here? Why is there a guy in the Cadillac talking to a phone? It's 2023. how could a person be talking to a phone? And eventually when I'm making these videos, someone's gonna like and do that. And well, now the guy's coming over here. Okay, cool. Well, let's hope he goes away if I ignore him. Um, yeah, eventually people are just gonna like start knocking at my doors and being like, excuse me, sir, what are you doing in the park? Like, who cares? I can't film at home right now. I'm gonna film on my car. I have a car for a reason. People sleep in their cars. But back to the point, I'm not gonna sleep in my car because I know the principles of business. The principles of business, as far as I've outlined it in my mind, and keep in mind I'm 18 years old, I'm an 18-year-old male, I don't know much about this. But if stacking works for video and content creation, if making videos on top of long form, well edited content that you've already made helps you get your stuff like to the front page or the For You page on TikTok or the homepage on YouTube, to the top of social media sites and platforms, then with money, it's likely to be the same kind of deal. I mean, I've already managed to convert videos to money. I'm able to convert watch time and views to earnings through monetization and methods like that because your boy's monetized. For now. But it doesn't just have to be turning exposure directly into money. Because if I advertise the course for my videos, or if I advertise like a specific method of obtaining a final result, that's going to go for really nice as well. So in finishing terms, like in the terms of getting something done, I can put out one product and then I can use the funnel that I've already created. This is the concept of funnels, to get people to go towards another product. And then I can develop like a form of a brand around the two products that I've made. And then I can release a new line or a new line. And the clothing companies do this all the time. Netflix does this all the time. They make one show, they make another show on top of the show that already exists. They make a season for the former show that they made first. They do like crossovers and stuff. They interview the actors. They put out like specials involving all of the actors. Once, I'm pretty sure they like put a bunch of comedy special from the same guy, like in the same series, or there was a guy in a movie and they purchased the rights to all his old movies so that they could promote the old movies, so that then people would be recommended the new movie that they've made with him. So that way the new movie gain more views. People all use all of these kind of marketing strategies to hook your attention. Especially in the individuals that work at Netflix or YouTube or TikTok or these large companies that are meant to hook you, to grab your attention. And there isn't anything wrong with that, especially from a business perspective. Because any guy that's putting content out there, that's trying to make money from these side hustles, or putting products out on the internet, which I am, needs to have an innate understanding that the more work that you put in, essentially, not on a very linear scale, but slowly, the more results that you'll start to see. It's the idea of creating a funnel. And I believe this was brought up in a Hamza video as well. That there's the top of the funnel, which is finding a video on your For You page on TikTok. Then you go a little bit down the funnel, you see more videos from the same page. Then a little bit more down the funnel, you click the link in the TikTok bio. Then from the link in the TikTok bio, you go to the person's website. Then from their website, you go to the YouTube channel, you subscribe there, you watch videos for a few hours. Then you go to their products page, you buy some of their products, then you buy a course, and you slowly reach the bottom of the funnel where you invest more of your time and more of your money and more of your attention towards getting, benefiting that person and simultaneously, hopefully, if you're smart about it, benefiting yourself. And I've obtained some sort of understanding of how these funnels and these business systems work very early on, and I wouldn't just be sitting here in my car talking about this like I knew something if I didn't know anything. Look, there are so many guys out there that are just like, I'm gonna just get rich with shitcoin, and I'm gonna mine bitcoins for a living, and I'm gonna make money by dumping it into NFTs, and I'm not gonna need a job, mom. It's like, dude, cut your bullshit. because you actually do need to sit down and do work and research. But once that work and research gets done, you no longer need an employer. You can pretty much just sit at home, sell your products, market them, hop on podcasts, host your own podcast, advertise your products through the internet, and you no longer need to rely on putting your time in and earning money out. The path that we've been introduced to, the slow lane, the idea of go to university, get a degree, get a job. Many people know that this is not the best potential path, but they see no likelier alternative. They haven't built themselves up already like I have. And having the benefit of some degree of financial independence. I mean, come on, I'm sitting here in a Cadillac, right? You need to understand that that is a severe advantage in the Western world in the modern age. There are so many people around the world that are just trying to make it through the end of the week to get a paycheck to buy food. I mean, you're practically enslaved by the economic system. And if you have the benefit of putting stuff out online to get people to buy your products, if you have the benefit of connections like I do, and if you've been like tutored by some of these high level, you know, high earning people with these high ambitions, you're eventually going to start seeing pictures in my head like I am. So, yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire. You may be asking yourself, well, what is your plan to accomplish that? And I don't ever lay out my plans in detail, but here's what I have in mind. The majority of the things that I post online are, sort of like poetic. Like, I try to express a more artistic side of things. I'm never 100% real. I'm never real 100. I'm always a bit more on the side of satire, and that's a lot of what you guys see, and I'll continue putting that out there. But because I'm not always my honest self, and because I tend to play a character sometimes, that makes it way easier to get forth to audiences. And through capturing people's attention and getting them to watch videos like this, through even doing something as simple as talking about my plans, I'm able to train my own skills of public speaking and lay out these intricate plans in my head. So the idea is social media following is no longer something that's incredibly important to me, because I could go live on TikTok right now and I could have around 50 to 100 people watching. My TikTok audience is pretty big. I've grown multiple other TikTok accounts, and I'm pretty sure I could do it again if all of them were deactivated tomorrow for some reason. I've always been very keen on preparing for doomsday. If any of my social media channels get taken down, I have an idea of what to do next. I'm not gonna get let a few little accidental TOS uh, validations violations get in the way. I always try to do my best to follow the rules of specific platforms, but sometimes mistakes happen. My TikTok account has been banned before. I appealed it and got it back after 2 weeks. Hype died down. I lost like 10, 20,000 followers. Needed to gain it all back, and it took almost a year. Accidents like that happen in life, in social media growth, and in business. And I believe that through these social media channels, I'm more capable of advertising my products, like my books, like the various little, side projects that I work on. I'm able to sell content of a specific sort. So let's say that I wanted to make a course. I have people that I could sell the course to. I don't have the advantage of being a very pretty girl, Insta model. I know that in the modern age, it's very easy to get people to flock across all your social media channels if you're a girl. Us guys don't have that. Even if we get like ripped and shredded, people aren't gonna go from our Instagram to our YouTube channel and comment about how amazing we look. More often, it's the message that's gonna get listened to. And from what I can tell, I think I have a pretty good message. I'm able to get that message out to people, and people are able to relate to me, which makes it way easier for me to sell products. And the general idea that I've had is to make products of high quality and not in high quantity, but then advertise them in high quantity. If I made like a pretty good like guide or ebook, and I was selling it for $1 or $2, and I made a website for it, and then I made 100 videos, and I begun every single one of them with, if you want to learn more about this topic, check my ebook. That ebook would earn a lot of money, simply because 100 let's say one person that sees that video, only one person sees, every single one of those videos. It's a different person each time, a unique viewer, and they decide to purchase the ebook. Obviously, the number would be higher than that. 100 videos, ebook is $2, $200. $200 for 100 videos doesn't sound like too much. You only earn $2 per video, but keep in mind that this is the minimum. And if it takes me only a couple minutes to make a video in my car, then I can make like 5, 10 videos a day. That's roughly $10 to $20 a day. $10 to $20 a day may not sound like much to you, but in second and third world countries, such as Europe, where I'm originally from, you can buy like a whole day worth of food for $10, and then you can just save the rest. If you reduce your living expenses, you're actually able to earn that money, and money attracts money. So fundamentally, when I started video editing, I used to get paid like $20 to $100 for every single video that I edited. But the more I did it, the more I was able to put my money from video editing in stuff like e-commerce and drop shipping and selling courses online for affiliate links, or selling ebooks online for affiliate marketing. I started doing all of this, and then I started figuring out clever ways to write emails with AI, to edit my videos with AI, to make thumbnails with AI, to do marketing analytics through AI. I learned because I geared myself towards the quickest possible ways to get the job done. And through this, I was able to exponentially improve on the things that I found myself lacking in. That is a mindset that a lot of people have. It's not something that is commonly understood. And I wish more people understood this, but I also don't, because that means that I would have more competition. In short, I've established a pretty good gig for myself, publishing content online and being somewhat financially independent. And I see a future in it. I really do. I want to live a good life. I don't want to be sitting, on my ass in Nashville, Tennessee, being like a doctor or something. Because here's the kicker. The people that have wronged me in the past, the people that have thrown me aside or rejected me or told me like I'm not good enough, I'm never gonna be anything, whether it be past teachers or just old friends or anything of the sort, they're not gonna be very impressed if I'm a chiropractor in, Knoxville, Tennessee. Who cares? I need to be extremely successful in order to feel like I've proven anyone wrong. And I need to be extremely successful in order to feel that I've proved myself right in the reassertion that I believe that someday I will amount to something of value. And until that day comes, I cannot feel satisfied. So I'm going to be a billionaire. I don't care if it sounds like something that's far out of reach, or if this video seems funny to many people. There's way funnier stuff on my channel. I'm going to be a billionaire. March of 2023. I've decided. Hopefully this video ages like fine wine rather than spoiled milk. But I'll be fine either way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Sheesh.